Karen Gager, and I am the Executive Director of HeadsUp, Inc. HeadsUp was created as a separate nonprofit in 2000 by Mathewson Street Church to oversee the secular programs coming in to use building space during the week. HeadsUp has now taken on a more active role in the development of the building space into a shared spaces, shared services collaborative. We currently provide basic needs and support to those in need in the downtown Providence community, and we partner with other nonprofit organizations to host a variety of programs in the building. Our vision is to revitalize parts of this historic building, including a black box theater, a large performance space, and spaces for small offices and meetings. We are excited to be a part of the development of downtown Providence and want to be creative in our approach in the transformation of the Mathewson Street Church building.
I'm Steve Finland. I'm the pastor here at Mathewson Street United Methodist Church. I've been the pastor here for 2 years, but this church has a long history. We've been here since 1848, serving downtown Providence, serving everyone who walks through our doors. We try to practice the principles of the gospel, love one another, by serving. We serve people spiritually, intellectually, with Bible studies, and we offer some, assistance to people in their practical daily lives. So we have a number of groups that meet here, and we have our collaborative partner, HeadsUp, and with all of these groups, we try to serve as many people as we can. It's the way we practice the principles of the gospel and try to be of service here in downtown Providence. We've served the poor especially, but we serve everyone. In years past, we sent money to people who survived the Great Fire of Chicago, and we've done other acts of service trying to be of useful presence here in Providence. So we welcome everyone who comes into our church. We are a reconciling community. We're open to everyone who comes in our doors, and we seek to do the will of God together.
Hi, I am Dr. Lisa Carter. I am a family doctor at the Family Health Center of Worcester, and I am the president of the board of directors of HeadsUp and a member of Mathewson Street United Methodist Church. I've been involved with HeadsUp for several years, and I would have to say that it's been an incredibly inspiring experience to be involved in HeadsUp. I think what inspires me the most is seeing how people's lives are impacted by the work that we do. I often have people telling me that the things that have happened in this building were sort of the stepping stones for them getting back on their feet and really transforming their lives. And it's particularly exciting to see that some of our guests who come into us in crisis, when they do get back on their feet, so many of them want to come back and give back in volunteer work, serving as an example to others who are in crisis. It's also been really inspiring to see all of the people who are not recipients of our services, but who just want to get involved and help. I wasn't sure where we were going to get all of the resources that we need to continue our operations and to continue our services. And what I've learned is that when you're doing really good work, people are so generous. So we have people who give time, people who give money, who just are inspired by what they see happening and want to be a part of it. And so there really is this sense of being part of a team and having lots of hands helping to do our work. And that's been really inspiring to see as well.
Hi, my name is Alec Stockwood. I'm the Director of Client Services at Family Service of Rhode Island. And I work with a population of people who have multiple challenges and problems going on in their lives. And we come every Wednesday and Thursday to the Mathewson Street Church with a special program for them where they can get a hot meal and do some grocery shopping and have some fun activities, recreational activities, and therapeutic activities. And the group of people who come here find it very helpful, and it's a sense of community and contact, and gives them a sense of comfort and connection.
My name is Paul Medici. I'm a volunteer with HeadsUp here at Mathewson Street Church in downtown Providence. And I'm also a participant in one of their programs, and I enjoy helping people quite a bit, and I find that being here to do that is really enriching for my life and helps enrich the lives of folks who are served by the program. We have several programs that run here and help an awful lot of people, and our location is very central and right on the bus lines for folks who don't have their own private transportation.
Hi, my name is Ray Gagne. I'm the lead organizer for the Rhode Island Organizing Project. I'd like to thank the donors of HeadsUp. I've worked in this building for 7 years, and this building is really important to people in the community. It's one of the few places where low-income people and older folks can come and be treated with dignity. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eric N. I'm a member of the Tenderloin Opera Company and Director of Writing for Performance at Brown University. I'm here at Mathewson Street Church under the auspices of HeadsUp, the organization that so generously hosts us. Tenderloin Opera Company is 6 years old, but we've been here in Providence and in this space for 3 years. We meet on a weekly basis to work with people who are homeless, formerly homeless, and homeless advocates to generate new material, songs, stories, and create scripts together that become eventually an opera. We do an opera a year. This year's opera is Worldly World Flipside, and we have just a few weeks to pull it together. Generally, we work about 2 floors below. We gather around a piano and do physical and vocal warm-ups. But this space here is really our dream. Behind me there's a very small jewel box stage that has, in typical Rhode Island fashion, a layered and rich history to it. But we're focused on its future.
Hi, I'm Jane Arsenault, and I'm principal with Theo Partners. That's a consulting firm for nonprofit organizations and government. We have done a great deal of work over the last 20 years helping organizations to collaborate and work together. I've been asked today to talk with you a little bit about what I see as some of the advantages of nonprofits sharing space and sharing services. And in our experience, when nonprofits get together, particularly small nonprofits, it really helps them to sustain themselves over the long term. Nonprofits tend, particularly small ones, to have very little what we call management infrastructure. So that means things like finance back office and human relations back office, and physical plant and the ability to sustain staff through time. And so what happens when we bring them together and we share those services is that everybody ends up with higher quality back office. So you have a better finance office and a better HR support if you work with other organizations rather than if you try to do that on your own. In fact, most small nonprofits that have budgets of under $500,000 have very little infrastructure at all. Everything's done by an executive director. And that executive director has to wear all the many different hats. They have to be a finance person, and they have to be an HR person, and they have to run physical plant. In my experience, I've run a couple of small organizations, and as an executive director, well, there was nothing I liked less than dealing with physical plant issues because I was so totally unprepared to do that. So when you look at this facility and you think about its potential to house many different small organizations, new organizations, new groups, and bringing them together and trying to tie their services together and to tie them together through shared management services, you can see that every single one of those organizations probably stands a better chance of survival by working together than by working alone. So from my perspective, that's the advantage here, really thinking about how we can sustain these small organizations. When we look at the climate that we're in, I'm very troubled by the fact that a lot of people think that half the nonprofit sector should just disappear. But if it does that, and if what disappears are all the small groups, all the groups that have the most intimate and strongest relationships with particular subgroups within our larger population, and if all we're left with are large nonprofits, we're going to lose something quite extraordinary and quite special. So I believe that these kinds of joint efforts to bring these organizations together and to try to create enough infrastructure to sustain them through time is really important work.
Hi, I'm Liz McGrath from the Providence In-Town Church's Pica Soup Kitchen, housed here at Mathewson Street, and hosted by HeadsUp, to whom we are very grateful. We have Friday night meal here every Friday for at least the last 30 years, where we hope that folks get a well-balanced, healthy meal. Everyone is welcome. There are children and single folks alike, and also people from the high-rises, and loads of homeless people. We try to be more than just a meal. We have clothing. We try and help them make phone calls to make appointments, doctor's appointments, and whatever needs they might have. We are very, very grateful to the donors that have supported HeadsUp, that allow us to keep going, and we hope that those folks know that we appreciate what Karen has done, grant writing, and seeking funds to keep this church open for us to keep doing this ministry for folks.
My name is Susan Rabiati. I have been working for Family Service of Rhode Island for 3 years, and this is a fabulous kitchen to work in. It's light, clean. All the pots and pans that you need to use are accessible. If there's a problem in the kitchen, the maintenance person, Mike, makes sure that it's available as ASAP, and it's a joyous place to be. Its locale is accessible to most organizations, and it's a wonderful place for me to do my preparation. The prepping area is open, and I have never had a problem from the first week that I worked here to put out a luscious meal. My food consists of, I prepare my food all from scratch, as organic as possible, and my food is well received. I'm a dietary manager and a chef, and it fulfills all my needs to put out the food that I enjoy prepping for and preparing for the people that come here to eat 2 days a week. I would also like to represent Family Service of Rhode Island and say thank you for allowing this program to exist. We need all of the funds and donations that any entrepreneurial corporation, state or federal agency assists us with. People come and they really appreciate the offering and the gracious donations that helps to keep this program going. This program would not stay, would not be open, would not be available to us if your donations did not come in for us to generate to keep the program alive. And I want, on behalf of all the clients of Family Service of Rhode Island and the staff, there isn't a day that we don't acknowledge how grateful we are for your donations. And thank you, God. Peace be with us.